Hey everybody, welcome into The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. This is episode 186. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley Burleman Gaming and Leah the Hatless. So, Carl, turn-based Carl is missing in action this week, and as well as Fubu87. No, they'll be back next week, so they had some stuff to do this week. So, anyway, Burley, Leah, how are you guys doing? How are you enjoying Astrobot?
Amazing. Game of the year. It's
Game
the
of the year
only game
already,
I
yeah?
know.
Okay. With all the
It's
other
just,
games that haven't come out yet, it's already Game of the Year. Okay. All
it's
right.
like, it's so good. You just want to keep playing. It's one more level. It's so great when a game has that feeling. One more level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Like I've had that several times where I'm playing because I've been streaming the game, but I also will go back to the levels, previous levels, and get some of the collectibles and stuff I haven't gotten
Yeah.
on stream, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I should go do this. Fuck it. I can put another 5 minutes and finish this little tiny level in 5 minutes,
Uh-huh.
and then
Yeah.
realize, oh shit, 45 minutes to an hour is gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially because they're sneaky. Like, you really
Oh.
need to pay attention to get every single thing.
Yeah, it's
And
very addictive. Yeah. And a lot of people are talking about this game being so family friendly as well, and that should PlayStation be making more family friendly games, as does, Nintendo all the time. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
they should.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, I mean, because they have so many franchises that they could bring back too. So
Oh yeah.
from the past. But yeah, anyway, we got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about the PS5 Pro later on here in this episode. We're going to be talking about the pricing and all of that stuff, the specs and whatnot. We're also going to be talking about all the other big news in the world of video games and video game development. So Microsoft again, Xbox. We have stories about the layoffs. We have, of course, Annapurna, which was a big story this week. We're going to be talking about that as well. We're going to be showing some gameplay from a big title coming to PlayStation also called Crimson Desert. So if you haven't seen any of that gameplay, boy, oh boy, it looks good. We'll be showing some of that for you here on this episode as well. And of course, our picks of the week for new game releases and extra and premium for PlayStation, so PlayStation Plus. So stay tuned for that. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the news. And of course, welcome everybody that's watching us here live. And then, of course, you can watch us in video on demand later on as well. And you can also find us on Spotify and free podcast services, our audio edition. So the link below for our Spotify, you can check us out there. You can also find us on Twitter, X. The link is below there. So come and follow us over there and get all of the updates and all of the content here on the Arena Productions. So please check that out. And of course, the Arena Gaming News Podcast. We go live here on Saturdays from 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Out here where I am, here in the land of the rising sun here in Japan, Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. so I love all you out here in Japan that check us out live. So getting up so early to watch us. So thank you so much. We appreciate everybody wherever you are in the world. We appreciate you and all of your support. So thank you very much. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into the first story. So this has to do with Game Pass and the new tier that they announced recently called Game Pass Standard. So Game Pass Standard is going to be launching for $14.99 a month now. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on it. So let me go ahead and read a little bit of this for you here. So this is from over at Gaming Bolt. So Microsoft announced the Game Pass Standard is now available for subscribers on consoles, priced at $14.99 a month. Standard will include all the benefits of Game Pass Core, like online multiplayer access. In addition to Game Pass, Pass's library of hundreds of titles, both first and third party. As previously announced, however, Xbox Game Pass Standard will not include day one releases. So to get those, you'll have to get the Game Pass Ultimate, which costs $19.99 a month. So earlier in the year, reports claimed that Microsoft was working on another cheaper tier for Game Pass that would be cloud-based. So anyway, I want to get your guys' thoughts. So is this a good value, $14.99 a month, in your opinion, Burley and Leah?
It's okay.
For
I'm the
yes,
new Carl. We'll take over. This is the new golden tree.
yeah. Especially since he's not here to do the to talk about Xbox, so because he's a big Xbox gamer. But anyway, so Burley and Leah, your thoughts on this $14.99 a month tier, and is it a good value for Xbox gamers that are just now getting into the Game Pass ecosystem? So, Leah, you can start on this one, please. Yeah.
I don't know. This is for consoles, correct?
Yes, for console.
Yeah, consoles, yes. Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if this is like a great value for someone who owns a PlayStation, because you can get Plus for a bit cheaper, I guess, depending on how many months you have. And you have somewhat the same games, and you have, I don't know, like, let me see, Stardew Valley is there. I'm confused, honestly, because if you have a PlayStation, or why add like a Game Pass? Only if there's like like a specific game that you want, but still $14.99 a month is a lot, considering like you have other subscriptions that perhaps are more.
Yeah, but you do have the online
cheaper.
multiplayer access too. So players that want to play, say, Valorant now, which is big on PC, you can still have the multiplayer access for that, as well as all the other games. So yeah, Burley, your thoughts?
If you're getting into the Xbox ecosystem, I think this is not a bad a value if you're going to use this, because you do have you got a lot of older titles you're getting. Like, you have the whole Bethesda pretty much back catalog. So you got like Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, and all their DLCs. You have a bunch of the Halos. You have the good Halos, not Infinite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I had to get that swell dig, but you're getting a lot of value in here. And this is actually, I would say, a pretty smart thing for Microsoft. You're making a little bit lower price option, trying to get someone in, get them in, and then if you get them in successfully, get them in with standard, you can potentially, it's like, it's another $5 a month, and now I get the day ones like Indiana Jones. I get all these Starfield and Starfield's expansion and all this and that.
Right.
So
Avowed and everything when they come out. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're getting all that. So it's like, oh, okay. You know what? I like Game Pass. I've been playing all variety of titles and all that. I'll pay the $5 more.
Yeah.
And then they get you. This is to just get you in the door, help get you in the door, get you used to Game Pass, and then get you up to Ultimate. It's, I say, a good strategy by them.
Yeah, I thought it would have been like $9.99 a month at first, but I mean, with most of the subscription services increasing their prices recently, I mean, $14.99 is decent, I think. So
I don't know. I don't like this section of things, because it just feels like a cautionary tale. Okay, now it's just a standard, and then they're going to raise the price a bit more, and there's less titles, but this is more exclusive. So it kind of feels this is like the middle popcorn bucket on the movie theater, where it's just like, oh, if you get this, it's a bit bigger. It's,
yeah.
I don't know. Moving forward, I don't know. Aren't you kind of scared in quotations, that they're just gonna take more and more from the standard and kind of keep the prices same and just move things to the next one to kind of force people to get to the next tier of subscription.
I don't know.
They'll
Yeah.
I don't think they'll move as much. They'll
Yeah.
put a little bit more into Ultimate and give something another proposition to make Ultimate's value. But this is one thing I have to give Microsoft. They're pretty good on the Game Pass prices. They don't really increase them that much. Microsoft has been good on that. I would love to have seen this at, like, if they could have got this at $10.99 or $10.99, like between $10.99 $12.99. I think this would really, really take off. $14.99 is a little high when you look at it and compared to be Ultimate is 19, but I think this is just to get a few people in the door, get them in, and then be like, you know what? I'll just pay for Ultimate because Ultimate is $5 more.
Yeah, there should just be two basic tiers, I think. I mean, you have the standard and you have the Game Pass Core, that they used to, and
they
then
have
the
Core.
PC, and then the Game Pass for PC, and then Ultimate. I mean, just make standard and Ultimate. I mean, it's getting. I think it would be a little confusing to some,
Oh, yeah.
new gamers coming into the Xbox ecosystem. Whereas, like with PlayStation, you have Essential or you have Extra Premium. So that's. But yeah, we'll see. But $14.99 is the new pricing on that now. So we shall see. So. Yeah. So, Burley, do you have Ultimate when it comes to your Series S?
I do not. I used to have Ultimate because I liked having it for getting the stuff on Xbox and on the PC. So that way, like, I had it for Starfield because it was nice. Like, I would have Starfield on my laptop running and also have it running on my Xbox.
Right.
So that way, wherever I was playing, I could just, because the saves go in the cloud, I can just, I played 4 hours on the Xbox last night. Could boot it up the next morning. I'm over here at my parents'. I can boot it up on my PC and continue. I just don't have it just because I haven't been playing enough of the games to make it warranted in saving up for the trip.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. So next up, we've got another Microsoft story. So Microsoft is laying off more people now, 650 supposedly, and most of it is from the Activision Blizzard side. And my question to you guys about this, and before I get into the juxt of the story here, I also want to read Phil Spencer's comment about this 650 people being laid off. So I'm going to go ahead and read some of his letter that he sent out to the staff. So I'm going to go ahead and read it here. So this is from, shout out to Jez Gordon over Windows Central. So anyway, for the past year, this is from Phil Spencer, quote, "For the past year, our goal has been to minimize disruption while welcoming new teams and enabling them to do their best work. As part of aligning our post-acquisition team structure and managing our business, we have made the decision to eliminate approximately 650 roles across Microsoft Gaming, mostly corporate and supporting functions, to organize our business for long-term success. I know that this is difficult news to hear. We are deeply grateful for the contributions of our colleagues who are learning that they are impacted. In the U.S., we're supporting them with exit packages that include severance, extended health care, and outplacement services to help with their transition. Outside the U.S., packages will differ according to location. With these changes, our corporate and supporting teams and resources are aligned for sustainable future growth and can better support our studio teams and business units with programs and resources that can scale to meet their needs. Separately, as part of running the business, there are some impacts to other teams as they adapt to shifting priorities and manage the life cycle and performance of games. No games, devices, or experiences are being canceled, and no studios are being closed as part of these adjustments today. Throughout our team's history, we have had great moments and we have had challenging ones. Today is one of the challenging days. I know that going through more changes like this is hard, but even in the most trying times, this team has been able to come together and show one another care and kindness as we work to continue delivering for our players. We appreciate your support as we navigate these changes, and we thank you for your compassion and respect for each other. Phil, end quote. So my question to you guys about all of this is, does this give more beef to the FTC's case that was brought against Microsoft, which is still, it's still ongoing, in the case of the Activision Blizzard acquisition? Burley, your thoughts?
It does give a little bit of it, because they did a bunch of layoffs earlier in the year, and now they're coming back to just more in there, and it's like, it's not looking good for Microsoft here, because let's be honest, after they've bought them, the Microsoft, yeah, I get it, there was going to be redundancies and clearing stuff out, but it's like, you did that at the beginning, you're now laying off 650 people. Who's to say in another 7 months from now they're not laying off another 300 here? It does not seem to be that they're not managing this as well as they should be. It's nice to hear, game studios aren't closing and projects aren't getting dropped and all that, but it's like, what are you guys doing here? Like, you're giving the corporate double speak. Are you, like, I know you're just telling us those nicety words and all that just to get us to be like, okay, it's hard for them. No, Microsoft is $1 trillion company. They can afford to keep these people. And you know what? They could re-put these people on other projects. Microsoft has how many studios they've bought over the last generation, in this generation.
I think up to 29 studios now is what they own.
Yeah.
So
They have all these studios. I'm sure they can all use help, because like, look at stuff like Coalition has had to help for. They've had to help for. They helped with Halo Infinite to try and help that. They had to help a bit for Project Dark.
Project Dark? You mean Perfect Dark?
Perfect Dark. Thank you. I can't believe I blanked on the name so bad.
Project Perfect Dark.
Yeah. Yes, coming soon.
Oh, no.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's getting announced at the Game Awards. I'm sorry, I leaked it. I'm sorry. But like, they've had studios going between being support studios and working on their own projects. So you know what? They could use this, and Microsoft has, over this generation, not been getting out games as well as quickly as they'd like, and having them come out being the hits they want. So you could maybe use some of these 650 people, put them on other projects, and help get stuff out.
Yeah. Leah, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna add, first of all, 650 people just from the corporate side. Couldn't you put them somewhere else? Microsoft isn't only gaming studios; it has other studios somewhere else. So that's part. I mean, good for them to helping people, give them healthcare and a package and all that. But I don't know, the environment at these studios must be awful, because they're working and they're probably meeting deadlines, and they're just thinking in the back of their minds, when am I going to get fired? That must be awful to work in an environment like this. And it doesn't really make sense to just keep cutting and cutting and cutting. So the question here from Microsoft is, who's going to make those games? Because either you really underestimated or overestimated how many people are having, or something here is not making sense. And we haven't heard anything from Activision Blizzard, right? How many games have they put out since they were bought by Microsoft?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. When are those Activision Blizzard games, especially Call of Duty, when you have the previous year's Call of Duty on there now, but all of the other back catalog of Call of Duty games, when are they coming to Game Pass? Especially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It almost felt like they bought this company to kind of crush it. It feels almost like this evil
But
plan.
if I were a potential studio head, or publisher that's considering joining Microsoft, and considering letting Microsoft, buy out the studio, I would have second thoughts now, especially with all of these layoffs, and because as you were saying, Leah, it's like, am I going to be fired? Well, is the studio going to close? I mean, just ask Tango GameWorks.
Poor Tango.
Yeah, out here in Japan. And so, especially out here in the Japanese, in Japan, in this region now, I mean, there's a lot of studios that probably don't want to join Microsoft now because of that. And even out in the West, you're going to have a lot of studios that are now going to have second thoughts about, okay, should we let Microsoft buy us out? Because we could be next on the chopping block.
Well, it's like what Iwata said years ago. Yeah. If people are fearing for their jobs, the products they come up with and make are going to be subpar.
Yeah,
they're not going to be as good. And that's the thing. Like, you look at Nintendo, we never hear stories of Nintendo cutting jobs.
No.
And it's if so, it's like Microsoft's one of the richest companies in the world. Yeah. They're laying off people to increase and make their profits look better. But a lot of some of these people are testers and stuff like this. So in like a few months, when you've got Diablo that's coming out next month, Call of Duty next month for Activision Blizzard, it's like you still have testers you're using for that. And you know what? Your next big project, when it's getting close to reach, you're going to be hiring again. So it's like this is just stupidity on them.
Yeah. Well, back to your point about Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo has a traditional corporate structure for Japan, which is generally lifetime employment. So you join a company and out of college, and you're there for life, basically.
Yeah, and I thought it was really interesting. I saw an interview or something about the development of Tears of the Kingdom, and they had a rupee system. So they had a board with all the ideas, and people would put rupees on what they think was worth. There's communication, there's reward. Like, it feels like a fun environment to work on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, those that are affected, we hope that they find new employment soon and all. But Microsoft, man, I mean, and this is a thing going back to Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer makes these comments and stuff, and overall, he's done an amazing job with the Xbox division and getting it to where it is. But I have to start to question. I mean, he's just a yes man for the Microsoft corporate
for Satya.
For Satya, Nadella, yeah. So I mean, and what's going on is his strings being pulled by Satya, in a sense now, and is Microsoft trying to focus more on managing the revenue structure for Xbox now moving forward? We shall see. But that's so alrighty. So who's gonna lose more jobs next? That's the unfortunate thing. So I mean, the gaming industry, unfortunately,
it's having like the worst trends.
Yeah, I mean,
congratulations, the game is out. You're fired.
I mean, there are amazing games out there. There are amazing games out there that are developed by amazing people, but the problem is that it's such a fluctuating structure when it comes to the gaming industry that it's really hard to find a situation where, like we were talking about with Nintendo, being able to have lifetime employment, like say Miyamoto-san, at Nintendo. I mean, he's been there for 40 years now. It's just it's unheard of nowadays, unfortunately. So, alrighty, okay.
For better news? Question mark.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, another negative story, but who knows what's going to come from this one? But there were some investors, particularly one investor that was pretty upset and wants the Assassin's Creed makers to go private as shares for Ubisoft SLUMP. So I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit of this for you. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to play some of the Star Wars Outlaws gameplay here from Burley as we go ahead and read this story. So this is from shout out over at IGN. So minority investor in Ubisoft has called on the company to go private amid shares slump following the release of Star Wars Outlaws. As reported by the Wall Street Journal, Slovakia-based AJ Investments issued a strongly worded open letter to Ubisoft's board of directors, including the CEO, Yves Guillemot, as well as fellow investor Tencent, that expressed dissatisfaction with the performance of the company and its current share price. Last week, Ubisoft's share price plunged following the launch of massive entertainment Star Wars Outlaws, which some analysts predicted will come in below expectations. IGN's Star Wars Outlaws reviewed at 7 out of 10, and it was said in the review, quote, Star Wars Outlaws is a fun intergalactic heist adventure with great exploration, but it's hindered by simple stealth, repetitive combat, and a few too many bugs at launch, end quote. So Outlaws isn't the only game seemingly impacting Ubisoft shares. Free-to-play Call of Duty rival X-Defiant also appears to be having a tough time, as did Concord. So, which is a completely different story in itself. So, my question to you guys is, should the Assassin's Creed makers go independent? What are your thoughts on this, and or is this all about nothing? Leah, your thoughts?
I mean, don't listen to investors. Sometimes they're crazy, okay? Like market shares are just intentions for most parts. They say, oh, I don't know. Are they like scared that Assassin's Creed isn't good? Is that like what message will Ubisoft will be sending? Oh yeah, our game is terrible. Well, we won't take more shares from anyone. Goodbye, people. Thank you for your money. Like, no. I
Yeah,
feel
but
like they need to calm down. Let's wait.
There have been games though in the past from Ubisoft that have had problems. I mean, at launch. I mean, Watch Dogs in particular. I mean,
Yeah, but going private just means you don't
Yeah.
believe in Assassin's Creed, which is complete opposite. Like
Yeah.
investment is all about messages and what you send out and make people believe. And going private is giving like a big red flag of like, oh, maybe Assassin's Creed isn't that great. You know, sail out, get out of the ship, it's sinking. So like caution is needed. Like I feel like this may be an exaggeration. I feel like we can't just assume like, okay, just because Outlaws maybe wasn't what people expected, it doesn't mean that Assassin's Creed couldn't be like as good as the first game or even better and surpass everyone's expectations. You gotta have faith in your product above all. I think that's it, basically.
Yeah, I just my just 10 cents on this. Ubisoft in no way, shape, or form is going to let the Assassin's Creed team go independent. I mean, that is the biggest moneymaker for Ubisoft when it comes to their games, is the Assassin's Creed franchise. So, yeah, I don't know. Burley, your thoughts?
Yeah, I can understand them wanting to go private because Tencent is buying them up. Tencent wants to get them full. And the one investor is wanting, if they get owned by Tencent, I don't think things are going to go better. Yeah. And Ubisoft has not been doing well, other than like AC Valhalla, which sold a lot of copies for them, and the DLC sold and made money for them.
Yeah.
A lot of their games are not doing well. Like earlier in the beginning of the year, Prince of Persia, I loved the game. The game did not sell, so they lost money on that. Outlaws is not doing well for them because they've got people like me that were like, I'm not paying full price for this. I'm doing the Ubisoft Plus for 1 month and shutting that
right,
off after
right.
after I beat the game.
Yeah.
Like Outlaws has had a lot of negative with the bugs and how the game is.
Yeah.
So, like, Ubisoft is not doing well, and it's like people like me. Shadows looks good. I as a visual, I like how Shadows looks. My thought, I'm hoping it's good, but I am scared and nervous that after Shadows is going to come out and could potentially be like Outlaws, where it's very buggy at release and stuff don't work the way it's supposed to, and then I'm like, well, why did I plop money down either Ubisoft Plus or pay for the game full price kind of thing, and come out and be like, this is half baked. This should have been pushed back 6 months, but they pushed it out anyways because they want to get it out for the Game Awards, get it out for the holiday season, for Christmas gifts and all that.
And the holiday season is so saturated with games, big games that are coming out too. So they probably wanted to get it out like at the time they did for that reason. But I'll say this much though: Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to outsell Valhalla. It will.
Really?
That's my prediction. Yes, it will. Yeah. I mean, because of the location and the region, it's in Japan. It will. I think it's going to sell more than Valhalla in its lifetime. Yeah,
It's gonna be multi-platform,
Yeah.
yeah. Of course,
including PC as well.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Because that's kind of the crux of the question as well. In Japan, like Xbox isn't great in terms of consoles. PlayStation, same thing. The PS5.
Well, let me just correct you there for a second there, Leah. Xbox is to some people non-existent in Japan.
Harsh.
I'm not trying to be harsh.
Like,
harsh. It's a reality. It's a reality to a lot of gamers out here. They don't know anything about Xbox, and that's because of the marketing. There's hardly any marketing, zero marketing out here for Xbox when it comes to commercials and promotional materials in the front of the stores. I've talked about this several times before. So yeah, I mean, it will sell on PlayStation out here. So
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
as long as it's multi-platform, it has
Right.
every reason to sell and to be a bestseller. It's like it's a typical AAA game. Looks good. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, to hardcore gamers out here, they know of the Xbox brand. I mean, 600,000 Xbox series consoles have been sold, which is very, very good compared to the previous generations and all. But yeah, it's still
very little.
Yeah, very little, but yeah. I mean, this market here in Japan, it's dominated by Nintendo. It's either Nintendo and then there's PlayStation. Or you're playing on PC or you're playing on mobile phones, which a lot of people are. So, and you're not going to play Assassin's Creed on a mobile phone. I mean, not this type of game, not Shadows. I mean, you have a couple of the mobile Assassin's Creed games, but those are different compared to Shadows. Yeah. But anyway, so investors, they of course blow a lot of steam, but I don't think anything's going to come of this. Though I think that Ubisoft is not going to let these teams go independent whatsoever. So yeah.
Stay away from economists. They're crazy. Words of advice. Trust me.
Some might be, but not all, I think.
I know about that.
So anyway, Burley, of IGN's score of 7 to 10, do you agree with that?
No.
When it comes to Outlaws?
No, I do not agree. Like we said in 2 podcasts ago, I give this game a 6. A 7 is way too kind, and like they have released a new patch that was supposed to last week. Was supposed to fix stuff. It has helped in some areas, but there's still so many times, and like there are things like when you're using Nyx, the little creature, to go fetch you items, you will select that. He will start running, and then he'll just go, turn his head and just stop. And it's like, especially when you're in battles, like the big battles in the game, you are so underprepared because they want you only focusing on your blaster. That you don't really get any other weapon types.
Yeah.
And so it's like this game, even with patches, like I said I think I said it in the extra take, you will need this game needed a few more months of development to just sit and polish and change a few things.
Right. All right. Okay, so next story. Let's get to. This is kind of a crazy one, and it was a big surprise in the week of gaming news. So Annapurna, so the entire staff of game publisher Annapurna Interactive has left the company. So yeah, they just all walked out basically. So so this is over from Windows Central again. So so Annapurna. For those of you that might not know, Annapurna Interactive is a gaming publisher, and it's responsible for numerous titles such as What Remains of Edith Finch, The Outer Wilds, which was a Game of the Year contender a few years back, Kentucky Route Zero, and obviously one of Burley's favorites and one of my favorites, Stray.
Oh,
the wonderful cat game. Yes. So, according to Bloomberg, they indicated that the staff departed following a dispute with owner Megan Ellison, who had been in discussions with Annapurna Interactive president Nathan Gary to spin out Annapurna Interactive as a separate unit from its parent company, Annapurna. After Ellison left negotiations, Gary resigned, followed by the entirety of the staff. So, quote, our top priority is continuing to support our developer and publishing partners during the transition, end quote, Ellison said in a statement given to Bloomberg. Quote, we're committed to not only our existing slate of games, but also expanding our presence in the interactive space as we continue to look for opportunities to take a more integrated approach to linear and interactive storytelling across film and TV, gaming, and theater. So it's unclear what this means at the moment for Annapurna Interactive's lineup of upcoming games, such as Dino God's Bounty Star, as gaming publishers generally need staff in order to publish the games. According to Bloomberg, Annapurna Interactive's new president, Hector Sanchez, plans to hire in order to replace the team members that have departed. And this also comes shortly after Remedy Entertainment reached a deal for Annapurna to produce film and TV versions of Alan Wake and Control, while Annapurna Interactive would be helping to finance Control 2. Per Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier, this is a separate deal that is not affected by the current chaos unfolding at Annapurna Interactive. So, your thoughts, Leah? What do you think?
He said, do it. And they said, wanna bet? And they all walked out. I think that basically, they did something there they didn't agree with. And, at least they stuck together and they all walked out.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe there's the possibility of like a new studio with all these people, kind of in the spirit of what they've done so far. Yeah, I mean, the CEO is in trouble, obviously. It was a bad move. Like, if there was a studio that kind of knew what they were doing, was this one. They had such good games. So, we'll see. But this was by far, like, the surprise of the week. This was completely unexpected.
Yeah. Burley, your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, this was complete surprise. But good on the people that, like, you know what, they stood together. They knew just shit was going to go down. They said, no, we're not going to do this. You guys can publish this. You can do all this publishing by yourself. You know what? You just signed that deal with Remedy. You got to get your ass in gear with them, or else they're going to get you. And so it's going to be very interesting what happens for this. If people are going to have to walk back what they said and did and get some new contracts in. Because, like, what is Remedy going to do? Remedy going to be like, okay, you just lost everybody, and you lost all the good people that we trusted with this. Yeah, you can hire people and get bodies in, but they're not necessarily going to be as good quality per se as the people you had before. So, do we want to keep this agreement? No, you can't live up to your end of the bargain. So, see ya. We're going to walk out on our contract. Walk out on the contract.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Remains to be seen.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And it'll be interesting how fast they're able to, get new people in there. But
Or maybe they'll contact some of the 650 Microsoft.
yeah.
But they're all
Why
corporate.
not?
You can't.
Well,
Apparently.
these are publishers. This is a publisher. Annapurna is the publisher. They're not the developer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you could use some of those corporate people.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right. So let's get to some more positive news here. There's a really cool game that's going to be coming out soon, Crimson Desert. So we're going to show you some of the gameplay from it now. So I'm going to go ahead and get that rolling. So Crimson Desert. So coming, yeah. So it's an open world game here. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff to show. So let me go ahead and get that play in here. So yeah.
Okay, PS5. All right. Exclusive to PS5.
Exclusive to PS5 at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, this game this was shown off. I think Burley about a year ago. I think it was I think it was during Gamescom last year or during the.
I think it was Gamescom last year.
Yeah. So, yeah. So this game it looks really pretty. So really excited to see, what comes of this. So Crimson Desert.
Okay, good response. Like the triggers.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good. So this is actual gameplay captured on the console.
Mm-hmm.
I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was not familiar with the game because I'm not a huge fan of big open worlds. I like my games to be a bit more linear. But what do we know about this game so far?
It's an upcoming open world single player action adventure developed and published by Pearl Abyss. So I'm reading from the Wikipedia here on the information of the game. The game currently does not have a set release date, but will be simultaneously released. Actually, it says it will be released on Windows and also on the Xbox Series. But the gameplay we're showing here is from PlayStation. So it's set in a
0 out of 10 now.
It's for the best.
Set in a medieval fantasy world on a continent called Pywell. So Cliff, the main character, is a mercenary who finds himself beleaguered by the burdens of leadership and painful memories of his past. So the game, when it comes to the development, was originally planned as a prequel to Black Desert Online. So I don't know if those of you that remember Black Desert. But the development of the game eventually transformed into something else, and the game changed to a single-player game set in the same universe. In December 2020, after the release of the trailer at the Game Awards, Pearl Abyss released commentary videos to explain the development of the game and their version for it. The game uses an upgraded version of Black Desert Online proprietary game engine called Black Space Engine. So I don't know, Burley, if you've heard of that engine before, but
I've only heard of it because of Black Desert. This looks it looks good. Like the first couple minutes of this video is all the nighttime, and then you will get to the daytime footage. The daytime.
Yeah, let me get to that. I'll try to get to some of that here. So
yeah, the daytime it does look good. My thing is just another open world game, and when I hear open world game nowadays, they just are like, I'm rolling the dice. Is this going to be a good open world where I'm going to enjoy it and really get immersed and want to go visit and do things, or is this just going to be an open world where I'm like, I'm spending all this time just to get through this?
Yeah.
I'm traversing all this just to get to the next story point, if I do care about that story or not.
Yeah. Yeah. It does look very Witcher-esque, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
very
So,
inspired in medieval Europe, at least with the houses and the style they're using. It's very
Mhm.
European,
yeah, for
which
sure.
which is common for these games, right? They all use like this medieval Europe vibe to them. Even The Witcher kind of does,
So
like the house. Yeah.
so since in Witcher 3 the first boss is a griffin, does that mean the griffin's the final boss of this game, or are they going to make it the first?
Yeah.
They'll love the name of the protagonist, Cliff. Like Cliff
Cliff, yeah. Yeah.
in
Not
their shadow.
Clive, not Clive, but Cliff. Yeah. Yeah.
You want
Yeah,
Cliff
this
but
in?
of
We
that.
got someone in chat saying they want this in VR. You know what? It is coming to PC. So
yeah.
you know what?
Yeah.
People, even if they don't officially make it, you never know what the mod scene, people on Steam and stuff, the mod community, you could get some VR stuff for this in the coming future.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are very creative. That's for
Oh
sure.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like going for
Kind of in the
portal.
Animus or something like that. Yeah. So,
Yeah, like an
yeah.
infinite library. This also reminds me of Interstellar, the library,
Hmm.
that has all the books in the fourth dimension or something
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
end of the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay,
Okay.
inventory, nice.
Yeah. Inventory system there, the
Yeah.
shelf. Yeah. So, yeah. They keep moving on here. So let me scroll down.
So now the real question: will this game overtake and outsell Witcher 3?
No way.
No, sorry, that's not the bad question. Will this
Yeah.
be our Witcher 3 of this generation, where it's a
Yeah.
game
Oh,
that just
Yeah.
comes out and just gets that mass appeal in this fantasy genre and all that?
Yeah, because we're not going to be getting like Witcher
a
4
Witcher,
until
yeah.
probably at the very end of this generation, probably. Or, if
Yeah.
that. Oh, yeah.
It's probably gonna be a slow burn. People are gonna get to know the game, and then something will go viral, and then it's gonna explode for sure. Because the game looks good, so
Mhm.
it seems to function pretty well. And if you're a fan and you're like really dying to get the next Witcher, be like, okay, I'll get this one.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. So, yeah. Alrighty. So good stuff. All right. So we got. We're not going to show all 50 minutes of the gameplay, obviously, but yeah. So Crimson Desert. Yes. So hopefully coming pretty soon, actually. So, alrighty. So next up, let's talk about the PS5 Pro. So
Oh, the
Sony.
Adidas version was true.
Yeah.
The
So
leaks were true.
yeah, but what's interesting is it's not coming until November 7th. So yeah, they announce it
Oh.
now, but it's not coming out now. It's releasing for the holiday season. But my question is, how well is this going to do? I just, and we're going to show the prices and all for this and talk about that. But I just, Nintendo in, I don't know about in the West. You guys can talk about that. But here in Japan, the price of this thing, it is probably even worse than it is in the West. I mean, it is not
Well,
going to sell well here. I think Nintendo is going to dominate the holiday season again here in Japan. But go ahead, Burley. Yeah.
oh, you think it's bad price wise where you're at? Try Canada.
Yeah. Well, it'd probably be about the same hit when it comes to how expensive it truly is. So
I'll put it like this. Like the minimum wage here is 800 euros. That console is 700 euros. Who in its right mind is gonna like spend like a full salary on a console? No
Mhm.
way. Like especially because the PS5 is still exists and they're like And people did some like gameplay comparison, The Last of Us with the Pro and the normal PS5. There is no difference. You look at it and it's the same. And it's like, what in God's name are we doing? And then on top of that, there's no disc. What do you mean there's no disc?
Uh,
Okay, so this is from the tech demo.
Yeah.
So, Burley, why don't you go ahead and talk about the specs of the PS5 Pro compared to the PS5 that's out now?
Okay, so one of the specs they did not talk about during this whole presentation is you are going from an 800 and something 65 gig custom SSD to a 2 terabyte. So there's one nice thing they did do. The GPU we're getting is a bigger GPU that is 45% more powerful and is better use of the memory and a little bit faster on the memory for the GPU.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing about this is it's to get you if you have a PS5, you played games, awesome games like Returnal here and stuff like that, that people are choosing between performance and graphical fidelity. Me, I always choose performance because I want the game to run as best as it can. Yeah, it's nice to see, get things, that 4K, the really higher of the 4K and all that. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I'd rather have performance any day of the week. They show you that the whole thing Mark Cerny here was saying, like, with the PS5 Pro for the, 10 games he lists, they will not, you will no longer have to choose, and they're saying supports 8,000 games, but developers have to go back and patch this. So how many developers are going to do this other than the big in-house Sony-owned studios? Because they have to. Mm-hmm. And it's like other studios, okay, there's only, let's say PS5 Pro sells 2 million units in its opening. I'm just pulling out a crazy number here. Mm-hmm. There's only 2 million units out there. Who do you cater to? The 2 million units or the 50-something million units that don't have this? You're going to cater to the 50 million. Right. So it's, yeah. And we actually have something here in the chat. I noticed one thing in the discussion. If the PS5 Pro is upgraded, is it still worth it? Not versus the PS5 or PC. Sony did not mention if PSSR supports frame generation, and that could be a huge downside. Yeah, they did not talk about the frame generation. The whole thing, because there's been a lot of things, like people are mad that they did not upgrade the CPU or upgrade the RAM as well in this. They're doing stuff to keep the cost down because if they would have done that, the device would have imploded in price even more. Mm-hmm. But they're selling this thing at $699 US, or here in Canada, with the tax, before getting the disc drive and the stand, $1,084.79.
Yeah.
So in Canada, for me, Merple and Char here, we ain't buying this. It's just because this is insane. But Sony is trying to be Apple here. Mm-hmm. They're trying to make these premium devices and have it that you pay for it, and they're making profit on this. And we got Twiel coming in here with one of our patrons with a message. I will not be getting the PS5 Pro. It isn't aimed for me. I don't think the price was bad until I found out the disc drive and stand was not included. It's for the hardcore fans. Continue. Yeah, no, it is for the hardcore. This is for your diehard fans. Yeah. If you have the money to waste, the people that buy an iPhone every year, that buy the newest iPhone. I gotta have the iPhone 16 Max. I can't just have the 16.
Yeah.
I gotta have the top of the line, or the Samsung. The top of the line Samsung ones.
Those gotta have it people. Yeah. Out
exactly.
There. Yeah. But I just want to say, Lee, I'm sorry, just before you get in, I just want to say one thing here, though. I mean, when it comes to the console generation cycle here, PlayStation 3, and he's showing all these games here, but the PlayStation 3 era, you had most of the Uncharted series, except for Uncharted 4, that came out in one generational cycle. And The Last of Us, that came out during the PS3 generation, right? What have we gotten in the PS5 generation yet? Nothing yet, really. I mean, PS4 generation, yeah. So, I mean, as the console generations have progressed, we're getting less and less titles, less and less of these games here. And yeah, he's showing The Last of Us, part 2, when it comes to the graphical, fidelity and all. And now we're seeing, Horizon, Forbidden West and all. But yeah, I mean, that's just, as these cycles progress, I mean, is it really worth it? Is it really worth getting this? Because we still haven't really come to the full potential of the PS5 yet. So that's my thing. I mean, we're still, we're like mid-generation now, but we're starting to just now see some of the potential and seeing some of the games that were promised when it came to this, the console when it was first launched in 2020. So, Leah, go ahead. Your thoughts. Yeah.
I mean, on high fidelity, honestly, if I went high fidelity at this point, it just seems silly. I'll just go outside. There is no better HD for 4K. Like, you feel everything. Like, there is a point where it just becomes a bit ridiculous. And with the PS5 Pro, like, why are we getting a high fidelity of Astrobot? It runs great on the PS5, like, I don't really see the point of a PS5 Pro. Like, we need more games for PS5. That's what we need. That's my 2 cents on it. Like, we don't really need a Pro. At least, what I mean, be truthful to me. Like, you saw the comparison side by side. What's the difference?
Yeah. The difference is there is more detail and stuff, and doing the videos the way they did them was not the best way to show this off, because the compression rate for videos, and as they're streaming it, there is compression on that, so it doesn't help it at all. But we got just a few things here in chat. I just want to retweet. Also put, I said this mid-gen upgrade is very cool because it allows Sony to try new features mid-gen and see what works for them and doesn't work for the PS6. True, I'll give them. I agree with that, but for me, it's just, hey, I'll wait to the PS6 because you're going to get the stuff that's good in this and just have it there and save the money there. And Tweel says, one Ratchet game this gen. Yeah, it's sad. Rift Apart did not get the love it needed. Please play that game, whether it's Steam or on
great game
or on PS5. We have extra tag on both versions.
Yep, that's right.
We used to get about 3 of them a gen. Yep. I'm so glad Astrobot. We haven't seen Little Bit Planet for this gen. Yeah, I miss Little Bit Planet.
Yeah, that's the biggest oof. Come on. It was a Little Big Planet. We don't need the Pro. We need Little Big Planet.
Dreams killed Media Molecule, because after that came out, they have just gone who knows what. Yeah. And Dur says, I agree, it feels expensive. At least the disc drive and stand included at least. It reminds me of the PSVR 2. Worth the money, but way too expensive to track people that had no VR experience. Yeah, if they would have put the at least they should have put the stand on. Yeah, because the stand is crazy. A $29 US expense. Yeah. And funny enough, like, the stands and the disc drive have been selling out everywhere. Some of it is scalpers, and some people are preparing. Yeah. Like the disc drive, you could have had the 2 SKUs. You could have had the one with the disc drive and one not for for the people that don't want it, because there are people that want the digital version.
I think that's eventually coming, though, Burley. I think probably sometime next year they're going to have the second SKU with the disc drive included. But it doesn't make sense, though. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
One thing's telling with this is Sony just increased the price of PS5 over this like a few months ago in certain regions, Japan being one of them. Sony, usually how it would go is when these are coming out, the consoles would go down in price. Like when the PS4 Pro came out, originally the PS4 was $399 US, went down to $299, and you had a $399 for the Pro. So they had it where there was the original went down and stuff like that. The consoles are not going down in price. Like Microsoft has had theirs on sale, and Sony does have theirs on a light sale here and there. But all these companies, and even Nintendo, they're not putting them on getting those big price reductions that we used to see because they want to make the profit, especially in the case of Sony. They just lost hundreds of millions on Concord. And like, I had a feeling Concord was supposed to be shown with this, but since Concord did not take off, they weren't going to show it. And one thing a lot of people have been pointing out with this showcase, you showed nothing new with this. It was all games we've had for years or that came out last year. And the only two games that came for this that were early
this gen.
Or early in this year was Rebirth. They showed stuff for Rebirth and Rise of the Ronin. Now, like, we know the only title they have in holiday, and they still haven't given us the release date yet, is Lego Horizon. Obviously, Lego Horizon is not the best showcase for this, but it's like this is just shown to be like for the very niche consumer, like the PSVR 2. I don't think that, like, PSVR 2 did not sell. I don't think this thing is going to sell because
you know what could sell it though, Burley. I think when the third part of Final Fantasy VII comes out.
And
if they show it off and how it runs, I mean that might move consoles then.
You know what other game could help sell it next year? The biggest game that's coming next year. GTA 6.
Oh yeah, GTA 6.
You show it because a lot of the GTA games launch at 30 frames per second on consoles.
60.
You get 60. This 4K 60. You know how many PS5 Pros for the big GTA fans? This will help move it. So it's just like this. Just felt like, okay, we know people know there's the PS5 Pro. So we might as well just get the news out there and just get this out there. It just was not a good event and not a good showcase. And it's like, no one here in chat and us are really like exciting, being like, I have to buy this. I didn't buy the PS4 Pro, but the PS4 Pro actually had a reason to exist because you could get the full, higher, better 1080 and 60 and stuff like that. And the game was later.
Smooth. It was later in the generation too, Burley. The PS4 Pro.
With this one, I put my tinfoil hat and Xbox and go like Xbox and say like, this is the biggest signal that we're only gonna get digital releases. Like next console generation for PlayStation, digital for sure. Because why else just release one with no disc?
But I mean the pricing, man. I mean, in Japan, Juichimon Kyusen Kyuhago Hachiju, and that's crazy. I mean, it's just literally crazy. I mean, all the friends I have out here in Japan have talked about this. It's like there's no way I'm buying this thing. It's way too expensive. So Nintendo is going to dominate the holiday season again. I mean, So I think it's just too early. I mean, we're still like we're now in like I said, in the mid part of the generation. I think they could have held this off for another year or two. I just is the PS6 that close? I mean, are we looking at in the next year or two where the PS6 is going to be announced and launched? I don't see it. I don't see it yet.
No.
Maybe I think it's wanted 3 to 4 years for PS6. Sorry.
No, that's fine. It's just maybe they move it back and announce it now because the Switch is coming. And when the Switch comes, it's over.
The new Switch,
the
Switch
new
2.
Switch. Maybe that's the strategy. Like, like Concord fail. Let's give something exciting out there.
I don't know, man.
Well, Yeah, well, Sony this whole generation, they're just putting out news whenever they feel like it. There hasn't been that strategy of like a lot of these drops where it's like, what, you're dropping this now? Why are you dropping this now and giving us info now? Sony is fly by the seat of their pants. So like, fine it, we might as well just release info on this and reveal this. Uh, oh, we have another comment here. So Sony could tease at least the PS6 stand to build up some hype. Yeah. Well, they're not going to tease anything for the PS6 because then it's just like people that are in the PS5 generation or people that are thinking to getting in with the PS5 are going to be like, I'll just wait 3 to 4 years and get the 6.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's and we'll see. But I think at some point next year there's going to be some, there's going to be some price cuts on this because when they see those sales numbers, that they're gonna have to cut the price and I think the big factor also is you said, Burley, when GTA 6 comes out, that's going to probably move a lot of these units. But when is GTA 6 coming? If it's coming next year, Rockstar could still push it back. So it'll be interesting to see. So.
But weren't rumors that was going to be delayed to 2026?
The rumors right now, but Rockstar has not confirmed anything yet, but it's a possibility.
Rockstar has basically said you can't trust everything you read on the internet.
Yeah,
they're keeping quiet. When they like, you'll get something with GTA 6 at the Game Awards.
For sure. Yeah. We'll see at the Game Awards. They'll probably have some type of, if not a release date, we'll see, or they'll maintain a release window on it, but we'll see. But yeah. All right, so. Yeah, PS5 Pro is here. Earlier than expected, I would think, but we shall see. And it'll be interesting to see in the months to come the sales numbers on this, and we will be reporting those for you to see how well it does. But I'll just say it right now, the Nintendo Switch 2, whatever it's going to be called, is going to blow this thing out of the water. When the Switch 2 comes out, boy, oh boy, is that going to sell like crazy. I mean, it's going to be huge especially out here in Japan, and I'm sure in the West as well. But we shall see. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so it's time to get to our new game release picks of the week. So each and every week here on the Arena Gaming News Podcast, we talk about our picks for new games that are coming out for this week and into the next month and beyond on www.releases.com. You can see in the ticker below here, you can go there and check out all the new releases, whether it's PC or on console. So www.releases.com. Burley and Leah, you guys have the same pick this week. So what do you have for us? Yeah.
It's the Plucky Squire. Embark on a whimsical journey through the magical adventures of Jot and his comrades, ordinary storybook characters thrust into the extraordinary realm beyond the confines of their pages. When the malevolent Humgrump discovers his role as the perennial antagonist fated to succumb to the forces of good, he banishes the valiant Jot from the story's confines, forever altering its course. Jot encounters trials unlike any before, tasked with rescuing his companions from the clutch of Humgrump's sinister influence and reclaiming the tale's joyful conclusion. Engage in a delightful blend of 2D and 3D landscapes in this enchanting action-adventure where you'll unravel puzzles, spar with mischievous badgers, take flight with a jetpack, and encounter a plethora of delightful challenges, all while assuming the mantle of the storybook's heroes. Comes out on September 17, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Switch, and PC. So basically, it looks really cool. I mean, it's like you jump on the pages of a book, and the mix between the 2D and the 3D is just like, we really haven't seen any game like this before. It's so unique.
Yeah,
Bro.
I like some of the dialogue boxes in there. You know, talking about is there a
Yeah.
release date? Is it
Mhm.
delayed? You know, it's like game talk and stuff like that. Go ahead, Burley. Yeah, your thoughts? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that you can just tell that a lot of charm, a lot of heart went all into the in on this. Like they've got the stuff. You're thinking, oh, you're just gonna only be in the book. You flop out of the book. You think it's just only like you're just like a 2D kind of Zelda thing,
Yeah.
and then you get stuff where you've got like a mini game of like a showing just only the bow and like targets appearing, and you gotta pull
Yeah.
and shoot the targets with the bow quick. Like it shows a lot of charm in this, and like they they've actually said, I've seen some stuff on Twitter and stuff, the developers,
Mhm.
they really went they really went for accessibility settings too, so that way anyone can just jump in and play this game, which is
Mhm.
so nice to see. So that way, if you have any or you need special help with stuff, you've got it there. So that way you can just still enjoy the story and enjoy the game, which is great. And we got in chat Char saying Revolver Digital does such amazing work. Yeah, yeah, and a very unusual art style. It is fun to watch it. Oh yeah, and
It
there will
is.
be an extra take coming for this game in the
Yeah.
near
Yeah. Stay
future.
tuned for that. So, alrighty. Well, my pick of the week. So these are picks for the week of September 16th through the 22nd. So
Yes.
my pick of the week coming up next here. So after we get there we go. All right. So my pick of the week, Frostpunk 2. So Frostpunk 2
So,
elevates the city survival genre to a new level. Take the role of a steward and lead your city through a cascade of calamities taking place in a post-apocalyptic snowy setting. Build large city districts with their string of endless needs and demands. Navigate through conflicting interests of factions that populate your metropolis. As the needs of the city grow and factional powers grow as well. This game comes out on PC, so on September 17th. So and also on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So yeah, um, I really like this kind of setting. I mean, I've always imagined how humans would survive in like a second ice age type of
yeah.
situation. And so, I mean, that's why I'm really interested in this game, and of course how you build these districts and all. Yeah, and you know you get all of the information here on certain like factory workers and you know and their descriptions and all. Really interested in this game. Frostpunk was really good, so I'm looking forward to the sequel here. You guys' thoughts?
I mean, it looks amazing. Like it's a mix of like Civilization and
Yeah.
like the Cult of the Lamb, but the part where you
Mhm.
manage the cult, sort of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it, and I like the art style. It's really beautiful. I think
Yeah.
they did a really good job to kind of convey the post-apocalyptic on the snow.
Right.
It
Right.
reminds me a bit of like what was it was a movie with Chris Evans on a train.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
Snowpiercer, yeah,
Snowpiercer. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Good
Reminds me a
stuff.
bit of
Yeah. Burley, your thoughts on Frostpunk 2?
Ah, it looks good. I've always wanted to try the first game. I've never had gotten a chance to play it, but I've heard nothing but great things.
Yeah, it's
And from
fun
what
and
I've
it's addictive to play. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, that's what I've heard of the first one. It's like I will definitely, when I get time, I will definitely check this game out and play it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. So Frostpunk 2. All right. So those are our picks of the week. So you could go to releases.com. So in the ticker below, www.releases.com to check out all the new game releases for this coming week and through the rest of September and beyond. So www.releases.com. So check it out. So good stuff there. All right. Okay, so next up, let's go ahead. We didn't have really any drops pertaining to Wave 2 of Game Pass. We will be talking about that in next week's episode. So next up will be our PS Plus Extra and Premium lineup. So, Burley, take it away. What do we have coming to the Extra and Premium tier?
Well, the first game on the list is one we already talked about, the Plucky Squire. That's coming to PS5 only on there. So that on September 17th. Can't wait for that. Under the Waves for PS4 and PS5, it's your narrative-driven game. We're under in the ocean and exploring. We've got Night in the Woods for both PS4 and PS5. College Dropout. May returns home from the crumbling mining town of Possum Springs, seeks to resume her aimless former life and reconnect with friends she left behind.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah, that I love the art style, and you gotta love they have the little cat as the icon for the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's going to be good if they got the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. It's a mystery supernatural sort of story. Has really cool elements of that. So like for example, if you liked Emio the detective, you might like Night in the Woods. It's kind of the same vibe.
Okay. And then we also have Chernobyl Light for PS4 and PS5. It's your science fiction survival RPG.
Mm-hmm.
We have Wild Card Football, PS4 and PS5. So your arcadey style football game where it's 7-on-7. Mm-hmm. So reminds me of basically the good old arcadey sports games from back in the late 90s, early 2000s, like NBA Jam and stuff like that.
Yeah, great stuff. Love those games. Stuff. Yeah.
Great games. Space Engineers, your sandbox game for PS4 and PS5. Road 96. Your exploring game, restorative narrative game. I think it's also from the makers of Valiant Hearts. We've got for just PS4 Ben 10. So you play as Ben 10, transforming all the different heroes.
I loved Valiant Hearts. That was such a great game. Yeah.
Yeah.
World War I. You know, it's like the little dog that's following you everywhere. That's so great. Man.
It's really fun.
Yeah, great game. Yeah.
And then we have Far Cry 5, not the latest, the one before it. This is the one where you have where you can do the trick plane missions, the Grim Nixon, and they have that awesome song. Yeah. So for premium, you get Pistol Whip for PSVR 2. Mm-hmm. So, hey, if you got a PSVR 2 and you're PS Plus Premium, you got another game you can play. Nice. Secret Agent Clank, which was originally a PSP game, then they ported it to PS2. Mm-hmm. So that's coming. Sky Gunner, which was originally a PS2 game. Mm-hmm. I like the look of the art style. And this game, I remember playing from a PS2 demo disc, Mr. Mosquito.
Yeah.
Where you're a mosquito in a family's house and you get like all the family drama.
Geez. Yeah.
It was... And I've had certain people in my community have said, hey, if we do enough Streamloots packs, you need to stream this game for X amount. And they're telling me, figure out the number. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, I mean, that game seems perfect for your stream. Let's be real.
Wait. So let me get this straight. You're playing as a mosquito in this game?
Yes, and you're biting people. And it's like it was one of those, like, you know, you play the game, you can be like, oh, this is made in Japan. You'll
It's a bit like Tomodachi Life. It's weird, but it works. Yeah. No questions asked.
Yeah, mosquitoes. Yeah, they're pretty bad here in Japan, especially this time of year for sure. So, especially in the humidity and all. But yeah, all right. Okay, so is that it, Burley? That's it for the drops? Yeah.
That is it for the September drops.
All right.
It's not a bad month. It's not as great as some people wanted, but we got Plucky Squire. We got a new release. So, you know what? I cannot wait to play that next week.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alrighty. All right. So that's it for PS Plus Extra and Premium. So next up is our programming notes for the Arena Productions. So not only are we a video game channel here on YouTube, the Arena Productions, but we are also an entertainment and pop culture related channel as well. We put out a lot of content when it comes to TV and movies. And all of the excuse me, the series that come out on the streaming services. But before we get into those videos that we're making on the entertainment side, we still have some announcements for the gaming side, and obviously our latest Extra Take, which is our supplemental series to the Arena Gaming News podcast. Burley put out his the latest Extra Take for us on Astrobot and his gameplay review. Burley, you have a few things you want to say about this video?
Yes. Thank you for all the support on this video. It was a lot of fun to make. One thing I can say, definitely go watch the video. It's not a long video, but if you played Astro's Playroom and you loved it, you will love Astrobot. I think Leah can agree with me on that. And yes, I do give my score, and I can tell you this game has gotten a lot of high scores. It's real why this game has gotten a lot of high scores, and it's just, if you need a game where you want to put, every time you try and put the damn thing down, but you're like, I want to keep playing, but no, I got to go to bed. Yeah,
addictive. Yeah, very addictive.
Oh, then play this, especially if you love PlayStation. You love all these series and references and what they do.
Yeah,
you will just love it. And I love the remixes because you play as certain other characters in the game.
Yeah,
Astrobot skins of certain famous franchises. The remixes, the music is so good.
Yeah, and so Burley, he's addicted and he can't put the game down. But then when he goes to bed, he puts Astro next to him on his pillow. Yeah.
The music is looping in his head. He can't get it out.
The music is looping in my head, and I gotta have the. I put the little. I get a little pillow for the little Astrobot plush, and don't judge me, people.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, and next up, one other bit of gaming content. That's new to the Arena Productions. My series called The Digital Dojo. So our monthly recap. Basically, I'm going to try to get at least one episode out a week. So this is our new series that I'm doing here when it comes to the Japanese gaming scene. So all of the biggest news stories from the world of the Japanese video game and video game development scene will be on the Digital Dojo. So stay tuned for episodes from me coming up on that. So the first episode is out now, and it pertains to Astrobot, Burley and Leah, when it comes to DLC that's on the horizon for Astrobot. So yeah, please check out the Digital Dojo, and I will be putting up new episodes pertaining to the biggest news stories directly from Japan. So this is a Japanese-based gaming scene show. So look forward to more episodes on the Digital Dojo. So yeah, it's good stuff. So Nintendo, PlayStation, you name it. So good stuff. So the Digital Dojo. Okay, so next up, our entertainment section. So I put up a video on Star Trek Lower Decks. So the season 5 first look, and we get a teaser trailer from Star Trek Day, which was last week, and I talk about the teaser trailer and talk about what's going on with Star Trek Lower Decks, the final season, unfortunately. But I think some of these characters are going to have spin-off series created in the future. So really looking forward to season 5 of Star Trek Lower Decks. So yeah, please check out that video. And thank you for all of the support on that as well as the Digital Dojo and everything else that we do here on the Arena Productions. And last but not least, Burley and I, we did our weekly recap and discussion of Lord of the Rings of Power, which is on Amazon. So episode 5. So our recap and discussion of that. So if you have watched the episode on Amazon Prime Video, please check out our discussion of the episode. So only 3 more episodes left, Burley. So of the season. So hopefully we'll get some battles soon. So
like I said, it's either 6 or 7. 6 will probably be the prepare for the battle.
I'm saying 7.
And then,
yeah. 7 is the penultimate episode. So yeah, I think we're gonna get something there, and then the aftermath in the final episode. Yeah.
And then at the end of episode 8, the White Walkers. Oh no, wait, this is Game of Thrones.
No, not Game of Thrones whatsoever. Yeah. So
maybe Sauron makes a visit. Who knows?
well, yeah. We'll let our viewers check out the video for our recap and discussion on that. So yeah, great stuff. And next week, just one bit of information. Next week, Agatha. All along, the new Marvel series starts on Disney Plus, and we will be doing recap and review episodes on Agatha as well. So looking forward to that. So
I'm excited. That's
So maybe Leah, you and I, we can do some recap and discussion episodes on Agatha. So looking forward to that. So yeah, so that is our content that we've put out this week here on the Arena Productions. So thank you all so much for your support, of course. So so looking forward to the next week coming up. So yeah, great stuff. All right. So it's time to talk about the games that we'll be playing this week. I was playing a little bit of Flintlock. I don't know if you guys remember that game.
I remember.
Yeah. So I was playing a little bit of Flintlock. I might continue with that a little bit. It's weird. It's kind of like you're battling these zombie creatures, and it's almost like a Civil War type of setting, in a sense. You're wearing like the like from the 19th century type of soldiers' uniforms. You kind of feels like a Civil War era type of game. And you carry an axe and you're like chopping up these, zombies as you're running around. So I'll probably continue with that a little bit, and get into Astro, hopefully this week as well. So I'm looking forward to that. So Leah, how about you? What are you going to be playing?
I mean, Astrobot. I am still on the second world, and I'm kind of playing it to 100%, as a completionist would say. It's just, you kind of want to get everything, like the pieces, the portals, the little bots, and there's some. While this is a family friendly game, there's really challenging levels in this. Like, you really need to get good. It reminds me a bit of Crash Bandicoot, which is one of the bots in the game, where there's some levels where you just got to be right on time or you start over. So yeah, and of course Plucky Squire comes out this week in 3 days. So that as well, for sure.
Yep. Burley, what are you going to be playing streaming this week?
Well, for me, it's Star Wars Outlaws and Astrobot are the main games to be streaming. Hoping to try and either finish Outlaws through the week, if not by the weekend, finish Outlaws, continue on with Astrobot. And I'll definitely be playing a little bit of Plucky Squire off stream. I don't know if I will stream or not, but I'll be playing a bit off stream and get us that extra take coming some point, either late next week or early the week following after.
Nice. Good stuff. All right. And of course, the Arena Gaming News Podcast you can find each and every Saturday from 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So as we go live here on YouTube, as well as in video on demand. So thank you so much for all of your support. Yes.
Expat, if I can, if you guys want a suggestion of a series to watch, it's one of the best from Disney, and it's called Only Murders in the Building. And I think you guys might really enjoy that one.
Okay.
So Steve Martin, Selena
I see.
Gomez.
Yeah.
I think you should check it out. And
Yeah.
it's currently
Okay.
on season 4, and it has been renewed for season 5. And it's one
Nice.
of those shows that it gets crazier as the seasons go along, but it's always good.
Nice. Nice. Yep. All righty. Okay. So now it's time to end our show with our indie recording artist spotlight. So each and every week, we spotlight a musical indie recording artist and support their music as we do our outro. So this week's spotlight is on Lux Inspira. Lux Inspira is a music production company based in Indonesia, founded by Ilham Awaludin. The company has produced video-oriented music in various genres, from classical to modern orchestral music to electronic dance music for commercial purposes. From their album titled Fragments, and the song is called Pave the Way. So this has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 186. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley Burleman Gaming and Leah the Hatless. So we hope to catch you in the next one, which will be next Saturday, of course, 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time and 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So have a great week of gaming, everybody. And yes, have a great week of gaming and take care. Peace out.